Guys, you are currently watching a clip from our podcast, The Fellas. The full podcast is available exclusively on Spotify with video for free. So go ahead and follow us on Spotify. It actually helps us out more than you could imagine.
You know what I wish was that quick?
What?
Was the fucking boxing event that we went to.
Oh
my God. Did you actually watch this, Cal?
So I was saying to you, I watched the Deji fight on my way home.
Yeah.
I managed to catch it at the right time. Didn't see the others though.
Bro, this was straight up the worst event I've ever been
It was
to.
it was wild to the point that it was the best event. So much chaos.
It was so
going
poorly
on.
organized. No, and I admit, like, look, I don't like shitting on things where people have put time and effort into this, but it was quite clearly these people's first shows, or at least their first time working with like YouTubers and things like that, because it was so poorly organized. Right, first of all, me and Chip rock up. It was like me, Simon, Harry, and we're waiting at this like VIP entrance bit, but there's many people there trying to get into VIP.
Yeah, it was
that
chaos.
they lost the guest list, so they had no idea who was actually supposed to be in there. So we're just stood outside by this fence. People started running into the fence that you're supposed to, like,
people
the
like
gate.
punching that security up.
People
trying
were
to get
scrapping the security
just to like break into VIP.
Yeah. And this was just on the outside of it. I felt really bad for the for security, because ultimately they're not the ones that are supposed to know who's supposed to be let through and stuff. But we rocked up in time for the Salt Puppy fight, and we didn't get in until midway through the one after that.
Yeah.
I forget. I think it was a Stromedy fight or whatever.
Took a long time. It was carnage.
It was so bad. Then, anyways, so we had ourselves some ringside seats. Come on now, and we were looking
That's
good.
what the fellas do.
That's just so we sit down. It turns out that they had no control over like the ringside area, and so people were literally we couldn't even see the boxing ring because there was people just stood in front of us. And keep in mind, like, we have the front row seat. You shouldn't be able to. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was quiet.
And I felt bad for JJ
Quite
because
frustrating.
there were just fans and everything in the VIP. He was getting
Hounded.
pestered when he was sat next to his mum about to watch a
fight.
family member fight.
Yeah, it was
So I
wild.
felt bad, man.
But the scraps. Let's talk about the scraps, man.
Let's
First
start
of all,
with the first one.
Salt Pappy. Salt Pappy was cold.
Bro, Soul
That
Pappy
guy.
was arguably... Have you
Yeah.
watched the fight?
Yeah, because I love Salt Pappy, so I saw he's fighting. I had to watch that one.
Yeah,
He's class.
he is a cool guy.
He was actually really good.
Yeah,
He
I knew.
was.
I knew he could kind of box from watching his street boxing videos on YouTube before, and you could tell like he had something about him.
He does the most disrespectful thing, right? So when he knocks people down, or like he has a moment to taunt, he does the fake running. That's what he's known for.
So
Hey,
fun.
he's
And so when he
amazing.
knocks people down, he fake runs on top of them. It is
Absolutely.
incredible.
It is funny. Yeah, so he won his fight. Next fight was
So before we go on to that, the Salt Puppy fight, who was that comedian that came out at the start? What was all that about? Genuinely,
This was
that
a
meant to happen?
howler.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
I don't
There
know
was this
what
racist
happened.
bit
Yeah,
right
it
at the
was mad.
beginning.
I missed it.
This guy that comes out, and supposedly he's part of Don't Flop, which is like a battle rap
Yeah.
thing.
Familiar.
And Don't Flop is like a well-respected thing in the UK, and it is battle rapping. So the whole, it's like, they're roasting each other and things like that. Halal Ham, Salt Puppy's opponent, decided to bring this guy in to do a little bit in the beginning of the fight in the ring, just to like intimidate his opponent. So he has a mic, and the guy's doing like making fun of him. And then at one part, he just says something so fucking racist. You can see the announcer actually walks over to the guy and says, like, yo, relax, like, no more of that. You don't want to get yourself cancelled type of thing.
Yeah.
And then the guy, he doesn't say anything more racist. He's still like offensive, but that was the point in the first place. But it was the racist comment. Everyone was just there like, what the fuck are you doing? It looks so bad on obviously the guy that said it. And then it looks terrible on Halal Ham because that's his mate that he's brought in to do it.
Yeah.
And then it looks almost the worst on the show. On the actual thing, like the first fight, and they've just had some geezer racist slurs
like
off the rip.
The people who put this event on like need to clear that, like be like, right, that's good. Can we hear what you're gonna say? You need to double check.
Yeah.
You've got a battle rapper coming out to insult one of the boxers. Surely you've got to double check. Like,
I mean, that's
bit wild.
And what was sad was I then went on the guy's Twitter, and he just doubled down.
Yeah.
He was he essentially played that card like, oh,
did he?
Oh, you're offended. You're a snowflake. Like, I'm a battle rapper. This is the shit. This isn't even half as bad. I was there like, What the fuck are you waffling about?
Yeah. Apparently
Right.
they didn't get to do a rehearsal. Well, that's what Ham said. Yeah.
So we didn't get to rehearse his racist
No,
joke. What a shame.
so obviously Ham was getting heat for it, and on Twitter, was it Twitter? Yeah, he said that they were meant to do a rehearsal where they come out, they do the song ring walk.
Okay.
He does his battle rap thing, and because the show was poorly managed, they didn't do that.
Okay.
So he didn't know what was going to be said.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. To be fair, like Halal
So,
Ham probably
interesting stuff.
didn't know what was going to be said.
Yeah,
He
I
just,
don't
his
think-
mate,
yeah.
his mate would have just been like, oh, I'm going to do this. So yeah. Anyways, that was a really terrible start to the fight.
Yeah.
To
What was
the
the next? I don't think I knew the next one. I think it was we had the MMA guy, right? Pretty boy, MMA fighter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They sparred, didn't they?
yeah. So
They were they weren't boxing, right?
no.
We said that as we watched it. I went on Twitter and everyone was like, "These guys are sparring."
Yeah. What?
The
Yeah, so
mates.
it was
Was it-
Pretty Boy Anthony was his name.
Yeah.
I don't know why that name rings a bell. Is he Jake? Is he got? Can you just check? Does
Yeah,
it have
I'm having
anything
a
to do
look.
with Jake Paul? I feel like he hangs around Jake Paul. Anyways,
I
this guy.
think he does. Isn't this the guy that spoke about JJ and Jake on Twitter?
Maybe.
Yeah, was it not Anthony? So, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, no. If you watch their fight, if they were really, wasn't very aggressive, was it?
Well, it was clearly a spar, and so the rumor was that the guy he was fighting. By the way, he just had on like Speedo shorts that he bought somewhere, and he just had a pair of like Nike Roches on. Like,
Yeah.
his opponent was clearly not like nowhere near the sort of levels of this Anthony guy or whatever. But I say that Anthony guy came in with all this like taunting, all this, and yeah, like you said, he was sparring. The guy fucking lost. That Anthony guy lost.
Should he have lost though?
Yeah, like it was
can't
way
remember.
closer because it was sparring.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know, but it was just funny because the guy was giving it the large ones. He was doing
Yeah.
all this pretty boy, like acting like he's fucking headlining the thing and being so arrogant. He was literally talking to us on ringside in the middle of his fights and stuff. And then for him to go and lose, I just thought that is fucking
That as well.
class.
Was it the Jay Cusinello beating Anthony Taylor?
Yeah,
It
that
must have been,
Anthony
yeah.
Taylor
Yeah.
style.
Yeah. And then there was also the Stromedy and Austin Springs.
I didn't watch the Stromedy one.
didn't
Don't
watch
know
this
too much about that. But next up, this was a big one, wasn't it? Ryan Taylor. Ryan Taylor.
Versus
DK Money. I don't know who DK Money is. I'm actually not familiar with Ryan Taylor too much either.
Yeah.
I got quite a lot of heat on Instagram when I said that bloke headbutted someone, and everyone was like, "It's not that bloke, it's Ryan Taylor."
Yeah.
So he's a
BMX guy, right?
but he's also a YouTuber from the looks of it.
Oh, what he does vlogs.
He actually has over 1 million on YouTube. Yeah,
Wow.
I checked him out the other day, and he does like
Fair
vlogs in Dubai. But yeah, so he said, so he headbutted the guy, right? Everyone's seen it. He headbutts like proper Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah.
Solid
By the way,
headbutt.
this ain't like a little like cheeky nudge. He steps back
Yeah.
and winds up into
Yeah.
it, cracks that DK Money
So
guy in the forearm.
his thing was he got punched in the dick.
Which he didn't know because people have watched the footage back. He didn't get punched in the dick.
Yeah, I've not seen it
He-
unless
no,
it
he
was
did- he
unless
just
it's
doesn't.
like one of those concealed ones where they're
No.
hugging and it's
He
whacking
does-
the knob.
Chip, he doesn't get hit in the knob.
But anyway, yeah. So maybe it was just like he doesn't get punched in the dick, but he's just so heated in the moment. He's just
He is. I think he might just have like a short temper.
Short temper.
And because that's the thing. I was
That
thinking
happens,
this.
doesn't
Yeah.
it? That
I was
happens.
thinking like you get so into it. Like another example almost might be like when Logan Paul did like the double hit on the back of JJ's head in their fight.
Yeah.
And he got 2 points taken off because he goes to hit him. And then when JJ's like on one knee or whatever, he hits him again. And it's just one of those like in the moment you feel like it's just right to keep going.
Yep.
But you're not really thinking about it probably. I don't know. It could be something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought, yeah. And the worst part was, so this DK Money guy starts rolling around, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then the crowd starts chanting to the guy that's just been headbutted, right, illegally.
Yep.
Suck your mum. Suck your mum. Suck your mum. This bloke is on the
UK crowd
ground
is different.
dazed. And he's just getting, yeah. So that was a weird ass
interesting.
fight.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, he's not come out and said sorry. I think he's just backing it.
Yeah, man.
He's from Birmingham, isn't he?
He called him like, I remember he came out after and was like, oh, you're a pussy, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, you could call him a pussy, I guess, but like, you did perform an illegal move on him.
I gotta say, it was entertaining though.
It fucking
It
was.
fucking
And
made
that sums
because
up.
it was pretty clear that those two, well, they had the least experience, right, on the card.
I have no idea, man.
Well, Brian Taylor said he'd boxed for like 4 weeks, so they didn't have much experience. So we would have either seen just them tire out and not a really good boxing fight, or we get a proper nut on the
It was
bloke's forehead.
crazy. And then they've given the win to the DK Money guy, but they didn't actually they didn't like raise
No
his
announcement.
hand or
No
there was
announcement.
that he
Yeah.
won. And there was no announcement that he was disqualified either.
Yeah.
So you just see Ryan Taylor just walk out the ring, DK Money's rolling around for a bit, and then he just walks out the ring and everyone's looking at each other like,
What now?
what does that mean? What just happened to this fight?
Yeah. Well, there you go. What was next after that?
Was it Arms Coleone?
Yeah, I'm not-
Arms Cologne versus Minicon.
Versus Minicon.
I don't know who Minicon is. Obviously, we all know
Me
Arms
neither.
in the UK because he's like the biggest bloke in the UK.
He's literally got arms the size of the UK.
I think if you sawed off one of his arms,
Yeah.
it would weigh more than me.
Yeah.
I am very confident in that. He's so big.
Massive
That
guy.
was mad. That the consensus was that he shouldn't have won, right?
I didn't. I
haven't
watched
watched
that. I didn't think he should have.
I haven't watched it back.
I thought the Minicon guy, Minicon, whatever it is, I thought he actually put in a shift, and I'm not
He
gonna
did
lie.
put in a shift.
At the end of it, right? Because the mad thing was, I mean, we're talking about two guys that are absolutely massive, right?
Yeah.
Definitely like the heaviest heavyweight fight of the night.
Yeah.
Right. Two huge guys, but Arms was absolutely knackered. You can see actually as they go to like raise his hand that he's won, he can barely stand up.
Well, didn't he go out on a stretcher?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with an oxygen mask on his face.
Yeah.
So as soon as he gets out of the ropes, he's instantly just sat down, and where they're like, oh, is he just knackered, or is he like, is there something wrong? And there was definitely something wrong with him. He could hardly breathe. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
I heard that he
Yeah.
actually walked out of the arena, so that's good.
That's good. Fair play for making it to the end like that, to be fair.
Wait, when you're that size, I can't imagine the amount of cardio you'd have to have. Like.
Yeah, it was nuts.
It said Arms won by unanimous decision. Like,
Yeah.
Was that like fair then or not?
No,
I haven't
no.
watched it back. From what I saw, it was like a good little scrap, a lot of haymakers, a lot of
Yeah.
wild swinging. Minicon was a lot more composed, I would say.
Yeah, and he definitely had more stamina at the end of it. If
Yeah.
that had another round in it, I just don't
Yeah.
think he would have been able to keep going.
Yeah. It was very interesting. I wanted Arms to win anyway, but he lost the one before, didn't he?
The MMA fight. He did an MMA fight against Bouncer.
Yeah.
His name's Bouncer. Bouncer played dirty or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was. But again, because these
Did Arms
these,
lose that one? He did,
Yeah,
right?
he did. So it was nice that he got the win in the end. But yeah, like these big guys, man, the stamina, like you got to remember, the bigger they are, like the more weight they got
Yeah.
to move around.
But
Like,
he can't-
this guy's arms so heavy,
But he can't go and start like cutting, right? Because that's like part of his brand.
bro. He is cut.
Nah, not like losing weight, sorry. Like,
Oh,
like
right, yeah, no.
going down a couple weight classes. Like,
Right? Yeah. No.
No, he
definitely.
can't. Because, yeah, like the whole thing is arms is fucking his arms, you know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
massive.
massive.
So if he went down, like, what weight class would he be?
But like super heavyweight if it existed. Like the guy benches trees.
Like, even if he went down to light heavyweight, he'd look a lot
Weird.
small. Like, it wouldn't look right because
Yeah.
you just know him as that big guy. What was the next scrap after that? What did
Scrap
we have
after that was that. Did it not then just go,
Go
Went
into
to
Kenny.
Vitali versus Kristen Hamby.
Oh, he got headbutted as well 3 times. Christian Hamby.
Vitali got headbutted
Yeah.
3 times by Christian Hamby. Yeah.
Christian Hamby won, but
No,
it was a
draw.
draw. But it was a
Well, I mean,
bad
the guy-
decision because Christian Hamby should have lost, right? Because he
Yeah,
got no points deducted.
He got only 1 point deducted,
Really?
but he headbutted 3 times,
Yeah,
which was pretty poor officiating.
yeah. We actually saw one of the headbutts on the screen as well.
Yeah.
It showed it. It was pretty clear. That was a big weight difference.
Yeah, and that is actually the only fight on the card that wasn't licensed.
Yeah.
We were sat next
So
to this guy.
how did it happen again?
So well, they can do it. They just if it's not licensed, I feel like there's
No insurance?
Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know what exactly it means, but put it this way: is like an official body looked at the 2 weights, and went, "We're not like licensing that fight." There was like 20 kg difference.
Yeah, that
Obscene.
was wild.